The room fell silent. The anticipation was electric. As the envelope opened, the world held its breath. And the Oscar goes to Adrien Brody for The Brutalist. The crowd erupted in applause, but it wasn't just another Oscar win. It was a career-defining moment for an actor who had once taken Hollywood by storm, but had spent years navigating a path filled with highs, lows, and comebacks. As Adrien Brody took the stage, his face reflected a mix of emotions: gratitude, disbelief, and triumph. But behind this moment was a journey that had shaped his career, tested his resilience, and ultimately led him back to the top. How did The Brutalist bring him back to Oscar glory? And what does this win mean for his future? Let's dive into the full story. Adrien Brody's journey to Oscar history began in 2003, when he became the youngest actor to ever win Best Actor for The Pianist. At just 29 years old, his performance in Roman Polanski's harrowing Holocaust drama was nothing short of breathtaking. The world took notice, and Brody was catapulted to superstardom. But Hollywood can be unforgiving. Despite his undeniable talent, Brody's career took unexpected turns. He starred in films like King Kong and The Darjeeling Limited, showing his versatility, but he also appeared in projects that failed to live up to expectations. He faced typecasting, struggled to find roles that matched his pianist-level success, and for years, he remained an enigma, a gifted actor searching for the perfect role to redefine his legacy. Enter The Brutalist. Directed by Brady Corbett, this film was unlike anything Brody had done before. A deeply intense, visually stunning epic, The Brutalist tells the story of a Hungarian architect who immigrates to the U.S. in the aftermath of World War II, facing oppression, betrayal, and personal struggles as he attempts to leave his mark on the world. For Brody, this role was personal. He fully immersed himself in the character, drawing from his own experience as the son of a Hungarian-born father and a mother who was a renowned photojournalist. He understood the weight of the character's journey, and he delivered a performance that critics called mesmerizing, haunting, and a masterclass in restrained intensity. The film itself became an artistic triumph, praised for its cinematography, powerful storytelling, and deeply emotional performances. And at the center of it all was Adrien Brody, delivering the best performance of his career since The Pianist. Winning an Oscar isn't just about delivering a great performance, it's about the campaign, and the team behind The Brutalist knew they had something special. The campaign started with major film festivals, where Brody's performance immediately stood out. Critics began calling it his comeback, comparing it to other actors who had taken long detours before reclaiming their status as Hollywood royalty. The buzz intensified as award season progressed. Brody received nominations from the Golden Globes, the BAFTAs, and the SAG Awards. But the real turning point? The New York Times published a powerful feature on Brody, detailing his journey from Oscar's youngest winner to an actor who had spent 2 decades fighting to prove himself again. The narrative shifted. Brody wasn't just a contender, he was the frontrunner. By the time Oscar night arrived, the world knew it was a 2-man race. Adrien Brody for The Brutalist versus Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. Part 2. Both actors had delivered career-defining performances, and the debate among critics was intense. Some believed Murphy had the edge, given the success of Oppenheimer. Others felt Brody's raw, emotional performance made him the more deserving choice. And then, the moment of truth. As his name was announced, Brody stood frozen for just a second, long enough for the cameras to catch the emotion on his face. The entire audience erupted in applause, and as he walked to the stage, you could feel the weight of his journey in every step. Adrien Brody's acceptance speech wasn't just another typical Hollywood thank you moment. It was raw, heartfelt, and powerful. This wasn't about just winning an award. This was about the long road he had traveled, the obstacles he had faced, and the resilience that kept him going. He stepped onto the stage, taking a deep breath as he held the golden statue in his hands. You could see the emotion in his eyes, the weight of the moment pressing down on him. He began with the usual acknowledgments, thanking the Academy, his director Brady Corbett, and his fellow cast members. But then, his tone shifted. Brody looked out into the crowd, scanning the faces of Hollywood's elite. He smiled, then said, "I was 29 when I won my first Oscar. I spent years wondering if I'd ever be back here. And now, at 51, I realize it was never about coming back. It was about never stopping." The room fell silent for a moment before erupting into applause. Some of the biggest names in Hollywood were on their feet, clapping, nodding in agreement. The camera panned to actors who had also faced career struggles: Brendan Fraser, Ke Huy Quan, Robert Downey Jr., all visibly moved by his words. But Brody wasn't done. He took a deep breath and continued. "This industry is tough. Build you up, break you down, and make you question everything about yourself. There were moments when I wondered if I'd had my last great role, if I'd already given my best performance. But the truth is, an artist never stops growing. A career isn't defined by one success or one failure. It's defined by persistence, by passion, by the fire that keeps burning inside of you even when the world stops watching." By now, you could hear sniffles in the audience. The camera caught Emma Stone wiping a tear, Leonardo DiCaprio nodding with respect, and even Meryl Streep looking deeply moved. Brody then took a moment to acknowledge the cast and crew of The Brutalist, calling them family, and thanking them for trusting him with such a complex role. But one of the most touching moments came when he thanked his mother, who was watching from the audience. "Mom, you taught me that art is more than entertainment. It's about truth. It's about telling stories that need to be told. This one was for you." The crowd erupted again, and by this point, it was clear. This wasn't just another Oscar speech. This was a defining moment in his career, the perfect blend of humility, wisdom, and inspiration. And then, as he wrapped up, he left the audience with one final thought. If you love what you do, never stop, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you fall. Because one day, when you least expect it, you might just find yourself standing back here, holding one of these. A standing ovation followed. Hollywood loves a comeback story, and Adrien Brody had just given them one of the greatest of all time. Adrien Brody's journey isn't just a Hollywood story, it's a life lesson. It's about talent, perseverance, and the belief that true artistry never fades. His Oscar win for The Brutalist isn't just a victory for him, it's a victory for every artist who has ever faced setbacks but refused to quit. It's a testament to the idea that the best stories don't end after one great chapter. They evolve, they twist, they turn, and sometimes they come full circle. So what do you think? Was Brody's win well-deserved? Do you think this is just the beginning of his second act in Hollywood? Or will the industry once again overlook his brilliance? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more in-depth Hollywood stories. Because in Hollywood, every rise, fall, and comeback is a story waiting to be told.